Hey everyone, thanks for joining me today. Today I did a look that I would wear to like a New Year's party or something like that. It's just a black smoky eye. The shadow I used had a bit of sparkle in it, and you could definitely play this look up as much as you wanted to. You could use a darker lip, or you could add some more glitter to the eyes or anything like that, and you can also use any other color you want to. But yeah, this is the look. I hope you guys like it. If you do and want to know how I got this look, please stay tuned and see how I did it. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye. Alright, so I'm going to jump right into this tutorial. I've already done my foundation and set my powder and did my brows. So I'm going to go ahead and start off by doing my eyes. Now I'm going to use some tape. I'm not going to do a winged liner today, so I like to put a bit of Scotch tape, and I know you might think it's weird, but it actually helps create kind of that cat eye shape without using liner with your shadows. And so what I do is I put the tape on the back of my hand and kind of lift it a few times to kind of get the real stickiness, off. Now you can do this before your foundation. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But I don't find that I just like kind of blend away the line a bit, and then it's not an issue for me. So I just kind of line up the tape with my lower lash line and kind of angled out to my brow. I'm going to do this on both eyes. And then just make sure that that's all nice and stuck down. So I'm going to start by using a pretty, well, no, I'm not. First I'm going to start by priming my lids, which I usually do before I put my tape on, but I got a little distracted. But it's really important when using dark colors, and for me in general, anytime I do eyeshadow, I have to use primer. I have really oily lids, and so if I don't, the shadows just slip and slide, and I end up with an yucky crease line, and it's just not a pretty sight. So if you don't have oily lids, you can skip this step. But I recommend even those with not oily lids to still do this, especially when using dark colors, just to make sure it helps make the shadows pop and just make sure that it stays all night. So once I've got that on, I am going to use a cream shadow just to set that. I've just got my Urban Decay Naked Basics, and I've hit pan on quite a bit of these. I'm just going to go in with this cream color here called Foxy. It's kind of the more yellower of the two, but any cream shadow will work. It's just setting that primer. And I'm just kind of using a big brush to do this. It's just a Lancome brush that I got. Alright, so now once you have that on, you just need to go in with any mid-tone brown. Any mid-tone brown will work. And today I think I'm going to use Soft Brown by MAC. Excuse my dirty Z palette here, but it's this one here. It's just a really soft brown. That's why it's called soft brown. But any similar shade like this will work. And I'm just going to work that right into the crease. Whenever you're using darker colors, it's really important to put a mid-tone color in the crease. It'll really help blend the darker color. And you kind of want this gradient effect when you're going darkest to lightest. Otherwise it just looks like a raccoon eye or something. So it's really important to do this step. I'm just blending that all over my crease. And because my eyes, excuse my bangs, they're really being annoying today, I've got hooded lids. And so I have a lot of space in between my crease and my brow bone. So I go up a bit higher than you might doing this. Just depends on your eye shape and how much space you're working with. Alrighty. So now once you've got that, you can go in with a bit of a darker shade. I'm going to go in by, I think this is Swiss Chocolate by MAC, which is just kind of the same hue, but just a bit darker. And I'm just using the same brush, which is my MAC 224. And with this color, I'm going to go a bit lower onto the crease, closer to my lid, just creating that gradient effect that I was talking about, where you're going gradually going from lightest to darkest going down. And just blending that all through the crease. Just like that. And now I'm going to get several brushes here. I'm going to start by packing the color on with more of a flat shader brush that looks like this. It's a pretty thin brush. And I'm going to go in with Black Tie by MAC. And it's a black color, but it's got kind of these little tiny sparkles in them. It's really pretty, and it's not super sparkly, but it's just, you know, a little bit something different here. And I'm just going to pack that on. Now I'm doing this, it's going to take several kind of layers to get to the desired consistency. I haven't used this color in a really long time. So I'm going to begin, I'm going to take this kind of, it's a little bit fluffier of a packer brush and dip kind of the edge, the tip of it, I mean, and then I'm going to just start putting this in my crease a bit and blending that out. I'm kind of just coming down onto the lid as well and just make sure that there's no patchiness or anything like that. Okay, so now I'm going to go back in with my MAC 224 brush, and I'm just going to start blending that crease. I don't have any additional product or anything on my brush at this point, just blending that line because you don't want the line to be super, super sharp. And this is the part that kind of can take a while. You just want to take your time with it and keep blending. I want a little bit more of kind of a chocolatey brown. I'm going to grab my Too Faced chocolate bar palette and use this triple fudge color here, just like a really dark fudgy kind of brown. And I'm going to build that a bit into the crease so it blends, the black and the crease color blends a little bit better. This is a bit darker than that Swiss milk chocolate shade that I used. Alrighty, so at this point you can pretty much remove the tape, and so watch when I remove it. See how I have that nice sharp line, even though we were really messy with it. Having that tape there just really makes it so it doesn't get all over the place. It's just, I like to go back with a brush that doesn't have any product on it and just blend at that line just a bit, and so it's not super sharp. Like that. And you can also go back, if you've done your foundation already, go back with your foundation brush and just pat a little bit right there. But it doesn't, for me, it doesn't really take off much foundation or anything, so I don't really have to worry about it. But if you're concerned about that at all, I would just do your foundation after you do your eyes. So now I'm going to go ahead and start working on my lower lash line. So we're pretty much going to do the same steps as we did with the top lashes. So it's super easy. You're going to go back in with that mid-tone brown, which was that soft brown, and I'm just going to put this all over my lower lash line, and you can go kind of a bit further down on this color. Okay, and then I'm going to go in with the Swiss milk chocolate and just kind of do the same thing. Just going to darken it a bit. Okay, and then I'm going to go in again with that darker brown color, that triple fudge, and dip the tip of my brush in there. Okay, put that away. Now I want to go in with some black liner on my lower lash line. Let's see which one I want to use. So I'll use the Urban Decay 24/7. So this is the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Pencil in the color 0. I'm going to put that on my waterline. And then also just going to smudge it a bit. We're going to blend that a bit, don't worry. And then I'm going to go in with my, this is my MAC 266 brush. It's kind of this really small angled brush. And I'm going to go in with that black tie color. Just dip that in, and I'm just going to set that and then just kind of smudge it so it's all blended. The other thing I'm going to do with that liner is I'm going to tight line. If you don't know what that means, is basically putting it on the waterline of your upper lid. And since we're not doing, I'm not going to do eyeliner on the top of my lid or a winged liner or anything. It's really just kind of helps define the upper lash line a bit. I know this freaks some people out, and it did with me at first. But if you're just careful and just put it on that upper waterline, it's really not that big of a deal. When I go to curl my lashes, you really see the difference, because you don't see that any gaps or anything of your waterline coming through, and it just really helps to darken that area. All right, so since I've got that, I'm going to go ahead and curl my lashes, apply mascara, and put on my falsies. I'm going to do that off camera. All right, so I'm back. I got my lashes on and the mascara and all of that. Now I want to just highlight my inner corner a bit. And I think I want to use more of like a goldish kind of shade instead of a classic, more whitish kind of highlighter, if that makes any sense. So I'm going to use MAC All That Glitters. And I'm just going to highlight that inner tear duct. I love this color. Perfect. So now that I'm done with that, I'm going to go ahead and finish off the face. I'm going to start by contouring using my trusty Kat Von D Shade and Light palette that I always use. And I'm going to start by using my little brush that came with my Hoola bronzer. And I'm just going to mix kind of the middle color and this color here. This is a little bit more warm. This is a little bit more of a cooler brown. I'm just going to mix the two today. And then I take whatever's left on this brush and kind of just go down my nose a bit just to give it a little bit of definition. And then right under my lip. That just gives an appearance of having a fuller bottom lip is what that does. So now I'm going to go in for my cheek color. Don't know what I want to use. I think I might use one of my new Tarte blushes. I think I need more of like a pink color with this look. So I think I'm going to use, we'll go with this color as pop. See if it gives me a pop of color. So I'm going to go in with my blush brush. First time I've used this color. Not bad. Yeah, I think that's good. Alrighty, so I'm going to put that back. And I'm just going to go in and highlight my cheekbones. I don't have a brush that I really love highlighting with. So first I go in and just swirl my finger. I'm using kind of this gold highlighter. This is the MAC Whisper of Guilt. And I feel like using my finger is the best way to apply this, and then I'll go in and blend it with a brush a bit. And just a little bit above my lip, down the bridge of my nose, along my chin. And then I'm just going to go in with my MAC, I don't know what this is, it's a stippling brush, it's a smaller one, I think it's a 183 or a 163. The number is kind of rubbed off of it, and just blend that out. See? It's a really pretty highlighting shade. Alright, this look is finally coming together. So I'm just going to put a few brushes away while I decide what lip color I want to do. You could go any way you wanted to, really. You could do a nude, you could do a red, a dark red. What do I want to do? Well, I think my eyes are so dark, I think I kind of want to go in with maybe just a nude color so it's not so overwhelming. So I'm going to go in with my NYX Naturel and just line my lips. Okay. Then I'm going to go in my Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid lipstick in the color Naked. Now this color alone I don't love. It's a little bit too peach for me, as I think I've said in another video. But when you pair it with another lip gloss, it looks pretty good. So I think this one, I don't want to use this one. I think I want to use my MAC. This is MAC Viva Glam. And I'm just going to put okay, you guys, so now that's the finished look. It's just a black smoky eye would be great to wear for New Year's. If you wanted to even make it a little bit more, I don't know, festive, I guess, you could put some silver glitter down on the lid over the black. I think that would look really pretty. But again, like I said before, you could really change this up and do different color on the lid. You could do a really dark purple or dark green or any of that, and just do a smoky eye, and I think that would look fabulous for New Year's. But anyway, I appreciate you guys watching. I love all of your support. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and I would love it if you liked this video and leave a comment for me. Anyway, thanks for joining me today, you guys, and I hope you guys have a fabulous New Year's and stay safe. Love you guys. Bye.